Good afternoon, everyone. We would like to begin this event by recognizing that while we gather at the San Jose State University, we are gathered on the ethno-historic tribal territory of the Tamian Ohlone, who were the direct ancestors of the lineages enrolled in the Muwekma Ohlone tribe and who were missionized into the missions Santa Clara, San Jose, and Dolores. The lands on which San Jose State University is established was and continues to be of significance to the Muwekma Ohlone tribe. We also recognize that the ancestors of the Muwekma Ohlone constructed and maintained the 3 Bay Area missions. Our campus extends to surrounding areas that held a tupantak, a traditional roundhouse, which were once located at the historic Lope Inego land grant Rancho Posolma y Positas de las Animas, Little Well of Souls, and also Marcelo Pio and Cristobal's land ranch Ulistac, which were places of celebration and religious ceremonies, as well as nearby ancestral heritage shell mounds that serve as the tribe's traditional cemetery sites and territorial monuments. San Jose State University also desires to honor the military service of the Muwekma men and women who served honorably overseas during World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Iraq, and who are still serving in the United States Armed Forces. Good afternoon. Thank you for being with us to celebrate the great research, scholarship, and creative activity at SJSU. My name is Mark DeLarco, and I am the Interim Vice President of Research and Innovation, and I also serve as the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to San Jose State University's 2025 Celebration of Research, the capstone event of our 3rd annual Research Week. Yes, let's clap for Research Week. Thank you. During the course of this week, I hope you have had a chance to see a variety of excellent displays of ingenuity, intellectual rigor, and creativity. Research Week enables our campus to showcase some of our outstanding research, scholarship, and creative activity, or RISCA, as we call it, as well as honor our faculty and student researchers. Today, we celebrate just a few successes from our RISCA enterprise. We will be recognizing the 2024 Early Career Investigator Award honorees, the industry-sponsored award honoree, and our student researchers, including the SJSU Grad Slam winners and student RISCA competition finalists. After the formal ceremony, I invite you to mingle and to visit the student researchers around the ballroom and hear about their fascinating research. As an institution, I am pleased to report that SJSU's extramural research funding remains on solid footing. During the 2023-24 fiscal year, the SJSU Research Foundation managed $73 million in awarded research funding. The institution received 281 new awards, and principal investigators requested over $203 million in submitted proposals to tackle some of the most critical challenges of our time. Research expenditures grew to $83.4 million across the institution. Indeed, SJSU is a national leader in research among non-PhD granting institutions. Recently, the hard work of SJSU's faculty and student researchers was recognized with our institution receiving an R2 research activity designation from the American Council of Education and Carnegie Foundation, elevating the university's profile as a nationally and globally recognized research institution. The R2 designation indicates that SJSU is a high-spending and doctor-producing institution. This accomplishment comes as SJSU invests in its research and its students, expanding its long-standing tradition of faculty-led graduate and undergraduate research. And I also want to acknowledge the contributions of our doctoral faculty, especially in our EDD program, who were instrumental in helping us achieve the R2 designation. So I want to give a round of applause to all who made this possible. SJSU's research enterprise has a direct impact on the community, our society, and the public. Our researchers ask difficult and important questions and expand our knowledge through scholarly inquiry and the creative arts. These activities enable students to learn applicable real-world skills necessary for 21st century careers. Engaging in research is one of the best ways for students to partake in hands-on education, contribute directly to the generation of new knowledge, improve our communities, and stimulate the economy. SJSU researchers drive this university and our local and global communities forward. Our research culture and the problems we address directly reflect our values and our mission. Our new designation as an active research institution represents an external acknowledgement of a university that has built momentum. We celebrate that spirit, drive, and excellence today. However, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that the past few months have been difficult as federal funding has shifted. These developments have been profoundly detrimental to some of our programs and disrupted timelines, plans, and caused uncertainty for all. While conditions around us continue to evolve, our mission remains the same: to generate knowledge, educate with purpose, and serve the public good. This constancy is not just reassuring. Now more than ever, it's important for us to gather and recognize what we have accomplished and built. The strength of SJSU lies within its capacity to persist, to adapt without losing purpose, and to seek further understanding and discovery with every member of the community. Celebrating the successes of our institution, our colleagues, and their cumulative impact is critical, especially now. In this time of uncertainty, your dedication and determination speaks volumes about SJSU and the core values that we embody as an institution. The importance of the work our faculty is doing cannot be overstated, and we thank you. SJSU researchers and faculty, if you are able, please stand and be recognized. SJSU faculty, researchers, thank you. Throughout today's celebration, we will be sharing short videos highlighting just a small selection of our brilliant faculty RISCA. Now, it is my pleasure to share the first of these videos with you.
My name is Virginia Sanfratello. I'm a professor and chair of the Department of Design at San Jose State University. I am trained as an architect, and I teach in the interior design program at San Jose State University in the Department of Design. In my graduate degree, I studied at Columbia University, and we were one of the first universities in the United States to be paperless and go digital. And so interestingly, I historically sit at this cusp of working in an analog way and a digital way, kind of between my undergraduate and my graduate education. Most of my research and my creative work is around additive manufacturing, more commonly known as 3D printing. That's what we say, I think, as a kind of colloquial term. Everything is 3D printing. And my expertise is in developing materials for additive manufacturing and 3D printing, and applications for those materials that I develop that relate to the built environment. So thinking about materials that are local that can be used in 3D printing, so we don't have to buy plastic materials and have them shipped to us. So for example, 3D printing with salt or Chardonnay grape skins, or even earth, literally the ground beneath our feet. So it tells a story about where something comes from, where it's going. There's also a story about climate change. A lot of the projects that I work on, including, for example, the House of Snow, which I recently fabricated in Greenland, tells a story about climate change. This building, it's a black building made out of wood, and it collects snow, and it's a barometer for climate change, and it speaks to the amount of snowfall that we're currently receiving in this region, which is less than historic. I'm so excited when I get to actually come home from work and continue 3D printing. And that's my favorite thing to do in the world. I have a 3D printer in my kitchen, and I have a 3D printer in my office at school. And so I kind of move seamlessly uh, through my personal life and my work life through this particular thread of research, which I love so much.
I would now like to invite our president, Cynthia Teniente Matson, to provide her remarks for today's occasion.
Thank you so much, Mark, and good afternoon, everyone. This marks my third research week here at San Jose State University. And every time I'm more inspired by what our students and faculty and staff are doing and what they're doing together. As we elevate to R2 status, it's important to recognize the significance of the collective effort that has or will impact all of us. Being R2 is more than a classification. It's a reflection of who we are and how we teach and how we do our work. Research and teaching are deeply intertwined. As Mark was referencing, our students learn by doing, by questioning, and by discovery. Learning manifests itself when students work in labs and studios and archives and in the communities. It means our students and our faculty are contributing to the hands-on discovery, typically alongside research projects. Students benefit significantly from collaborating with faculty mentors. They gain the knowledge and experiences that deepen their understanding and their confidence in their fields. We've also witnessed research engagement that opens doors for funding, for partnerships, and opportunities to expand our reach and do this work even better, and to be engaged with the needs of our students and communities. The R2 classification is a pivotal moment for SJSU, with our research enterprise now recognized nationally among high-spending doctorate granting institutions. This growth is no accident. It reflects intentional investment across the campus, fearless thinking, and a deep commitment to transforming lives through knowledge and innovation. And it's not just about prestige, it's about impact. From the work that we do at Moss Landing to our partnerships across Silicon Valley and all over the world, there's evidence that research is improving lives and informing policy. One area that exemplifies that spirit is our student research community. Take our Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program, or UROP. How many UROP students are in the audience? Yes. These students, all of our students, are investigating research that is more accessible, inclusive, and interdisciplinary. Work that was recently featured in the Washington Square, our magazine, or take a look at SpartUp, where student entrepreneurs are developing and launching ventures that blend research with innovation, from sustainability solutions to socially conscious tech startups. Our McNair scholars are preparing for graduate studies by tackling topics that matter deeply in our communities, including environmental justice and educational equity. And of course, our Grand Slam finalists are showing what's possible when you combine rigorous inquiry with compelling communication, compressing complex research into just 3 minutes and doing it brilliantly. Congratulations to one of our winners who's here today. Their projects don't just show academic purpose and promise, they reflect a deeper commitment, like helping to prevent public health threats, exploring AI's role in environmental resilience, reimagining art and storytelling, and much more. Through research, our students are discovering their voice, their power, and their place in it. And when I talk about innovation rooted in values, there's one research patent that comes to mind. It's for modular full-body exoskeleton developed by Dr. Sharifi, right here at SJSU. This invention combines engineering excellence with accessibility, offering affordable, adjustable mobility support for individuals with physical disabilities and the potential to transform rehabilitation and daily life. Dr. Sharifi's work is an example of inclusive excellence with dignity and impact. That is the Spartan spirit in action. As the original startup in the heart of Silicon Valley, our next chapter is just beginning. In this moment, in this evolution of the age of intelligence and all the emerging technologies, plus all the advancements in chip design and manufacturing that will ultimately impact how we live our lives on planet Earth, with robotics and a more autonomous world, and some of you will live in space. You can imagine the significance of research and discovery right here on our campus. Our community is at the forefront of shaping the next generation of civilization. Thank you so much for being part of that journey and for making this one of the most exciting and meaningful weeks of the year. I'm grateful for everything we've accomplished together and even more energized about what lies ahead. Congratulations to you all. Thank you for being here. Now, please join me in welcoming someone who is the top champion of our academic and research enterprise, our Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Vincent Del Casino.
Living in space, that doesn't sound so bad right now. Anybody in? Well, it's an absolute pleasure to be here to celebrate together the sort of research enterprise, the innovative space that the faculty, the staff, and the students come together to produce here at San Jose State University. Now, I started as a faculty member at Long Beach State in 2000. It was an interesting time. There was a presidential transition. I was doing work, the intersections of HIV risk, sexuality, politics, queer studies, and it was a time where we were told, be careful what you write down, be careful what you say. I look at the titles of the papers that I have. Most of them would probably be on the list of things we're not supposed to say right now. But I was inspired to continue that work in collaboration with some amazing people and to continue to push the envelope of where we were so we understood how we could help our communities to engage each other. And that's what we're going to do here. And that's what we do here. And so even with transitions, what's going on, the larger picture is the amazing interdisciplinary collaborative work that we do as an institution is going to push us forward. And that's what matters. By bringing our students into these conversations, by working together and thinking through. There's no doubt that it's definitely a challenging time, and I think Mark is right to point that out. But I'm so confident in the amazing community that is here at San Jose State that we're going to find ways to continue to do the critical work and to support each other in that work. It's not going to all look the same. It's going to get done differently, but I think that'll be okay. So I just want to recognize all the amazing contributions, those that get the federal funding, those that work on the margins of their fields to push the envelope, and those that look to collaborating in ways that really transform this community as a university, this community as a city, and this region and state. It is absolutely remarkable, and I'm incredibly lucky to be at San Jose State. So with that, I just want to congratulate everyone again. Thank you for your contributions, and it is more important than ever to continue to celebrate each other in this way. This is what is going to help us maintain our forwardness as a community. So with that, I'm very excited to turn your attention to another video where we'll hear from Dr. Lin Jiang as she shares her research working at the intersections of engineering and health.
Lin Jiang, Assistant Professor of Mechanical Engineering in College of Engineering. My work focuses on studying the human biomechanics and integrate with assistive medical device design for the benefit of human health, public health, and improve daily activities. So I study in different areas in my research. So one area is to develop and design and control novel medical devices, including the smart breast pump that have been patented with San Jose State, and also the infant feeding. So that one is to get ready for infants to start breastfeed. I also work in the human robot interaction area. So the idea is to develop a service robot for senior centers and also for medical professionals. So we will have different robots serve as edge devices in the hospital and healthcare system. And our patients and our caregivers would maximize the use of all the machine and the robots and be able to um, provide a better service for everyone's life, for public health, pretty much.
Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Exner, and I am the Executive Director of the San Jose State University Research Foundation. I'm proud to be here today representing the foundation and introducing the Early Career Investigator Award, or ECIA, and the Industry Sponsored Research Award, or ISRA. The ECIA recognizes tenure-track faculty who have excelled in the areas of research, scholarship, and creative activity during their probationary period at SJSU. Each year since 2005, we've had the good fortune of selecting honorees from an impressive group of nominated academic researchers who represent the amazing diversity of interest and global impact of our risk activity on campus. Each award recipient receives a commemorative trophy, a congressional certificate, and a cash award of $5,000. I would also like to thank the selection committee for their assistance this year in choosing our honorees. Our first ECIA honoree is Dr. Gaojian Huang from the Department of Industrial Systems and Engineering and the Charles W. Davidson College of Engineering. Dr. Huang is investigating and designing human-machine AI systems that adapt to different users. Dr. Huang aims to make technology safer, more inclusive, and more intuitive for all. He has published numerous peer-reviewed articles, secured significant research funding, and collaborated with various faculty across multiple disciplines, including in the Mineta Transportation Institute. Our second ECIA honoree is Dr. Sahar Nojan, Assistant Professor of Sociology and Asian American Studies in the College of Social Sciences. Dr. Nojan has secured significant research funding from multiple agencies, including the National Endowment for the Humanities, the American Council of Learned Societies, and the Mozilla Foundation. Her work spans multi-year interdisciplinary projects and reflects an ability to engage with complex social questions at both local and national levels. Now I'll introduce the Industry Sponsored Research Award. This award recognizes research work conducted by a faculty member in collaboration with SJSU's industry partners, highlighting the amazing opportunities that SJSU and its co-location with Silicon Valley can afford our faculty, students, and the general learning enterprise. Like the Early Career Investigator Award, the Industry Sponsored Award research winner receives a commemorative trophy, a congressional certificate, and a cash award of $5,000. Dr. Anil R. Kumar, professor in the Industrial and Systems Engineering Department at the Charles W. Davidson College of Engineering, is being recognized as the 2024 Industry Sponsored Research Award recipient for his achievements in the field of human factors and ergonomic design for autonomous vehicles. His work aims to address a fundamental challenge in self-driving technology. How can we design an autonomous vehicle in a way that fosters trust and a sense of security for passengers? Dr. Kumar has written prolifically, enhanced students' professional skills, and bolstered their future employment opportunities in a leading-edge research subject. Please enjoy the following video, which highlights the research and impact of the ECIA and ISRA award honorees.
Hi, I'm Sahar Najan. I'm an assistant professor of sociology and Asian American studies in the sociology department. I study social problems, and part of that looks at how society is structured in a way that creates disadvantages or privileges for certain groups over others. And part of my research project is not just to study oppression and inequality, but also how these groups of people resist and persevere amidst these challenges in society. Community engaged research is really important to me. It's really the foundation of what I do. If it wasn't for community, my work wouldn't be meaningful, right? A lot of the questions that community engaged research asks are directly tied to what the community needs, right? And so a lot of my research is about looking at questions that the community themselves have had, have a need for, or that are addressing, a gap somewhere in society in terms of resources and how to better address these kind of community projects. Working at SJSU, and I'm so blessed to have students who actually come from communities like mine. It's really valuable to be able to not only expose students to a broader curriculum, right? So through developing new classes that are related to my research topic, or including them in independent studies, so doing research classes on the side with them, or teaching research methodologies, right, in a community-centered way. It's a really kind of important contribution that I make to our department and also university, that also then feeds back into the community work that I do. Being a person who practices Islam, it's really important for me to do work that is meaningful and has a positive impact on society, right? Islam teaches us that, we're supposed to leave things better than we found them. And so part of why I'm so invested in community engaged research and why I study inequalities is because I do want to create a world that is left in a better state once I also leave.
I'm Gao Jianhuang, an assistant professor in industrial and system engineering. Everything starts when I was a PhD student at Purdue University. So I tried to learn like all the human-centered technology, and then how do we actually develop technology to help people with different needs. So what would be the main impact of the research we're doing here? So I think it could be different aspects. One is advancing some like future AI and automated systems. So that's one contribution, because the data we are generating, all the findings that can contribute to the development of future technologies. So all the designers, engineers, those tech firms, they can all use the knowledge like from our studies and try to develop their systems. In terms of the community, like we always focus on the accessibility aspects. So then like this aging society, we know older adults have become the fastest growing age group. So all the technologies we are developing are trying to help people with different needs. What I enjoy the most from my work is I think the feeling of being accomplished. For example, our research got published on at the top, like in top journals, and present our work at the conferences. And when we go there, like when students are presenting, people acknowledge our work, those accomplishments, the feeling, it's just good.
My name is Anil Kumar. I'm a professor in the Industrial and Systems Engineering department. What inspired me to do research and do teaching, there are products that you feel have been poorly designed. And you have used that on a regular basis, on a daily basis, especially because one, I'm left-handed. How many products are actually designed for a person who's left-handed, right? So that was one of the concerns that I had, is the regular, normal tools, hand tools that are available, they're not really designed many a times considering people, right? A lot of the work in human factors needs, especially the kind of work that I do, needs research-grade equipment, instruments that are not something that you'll say I'll buy on Amazon. But the way I overcame that is these partnerships with the companies. That's how we use those grants. And then over the years, there have been lots of programs, projects, funding opportunities within SJSU. Advice to all the younger, newer faculty would be, keep your eyes open. If there are opportunities that you can go and just sit in an event, please do that, because that is where you can get that collaboration that you seek with an industry. So you don't really have to always work hard, just have to think about it, work smart in some cases.
Please welcome Dr. Gao Jianhuang, Dr. Sahar Nojan, and Dr. Anil Kumar to the stage. They are accompanied by their deans, Dean Cheryl Ehrman from the College of Engineering and Dean Anne Marie Todd from the College of Social Sciences. I'd also like to invite the President, Provost, and Interim VPRI to the stage for photos. I would now like to invite back to the stage the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies, Mark Delarco.
Good afternoon again. This time, as the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies, I'm delighted to speak with you about the 2025 Grad Slam and to announce the 3 winners of our 5th year running the competition. Grad Slam is a 3-minute thesis competition where SJSU graduate students compress years of research, scholarship, and creative activity into 3 minutes and a single slide. A distinguished panel of judges evaluates the presentations at our event on last Tuesday based on how effectively the students communicated the essence and impact of their research. Today, I'd like to announce the 3 winners and view their presentations. First, I'd like to announce our audience choice winner, which was selected by the audience on Tuesday's event. Anjali Sharma, with her presentation titled Leftovers to Light Bulbs, Rethinking Campus Food Waste. Now let's take a look at her winning video.
Climate change. 2 words we hear a lot about. Cutting down forests, burning fossil fuels, plastic pollution. But what if I told you that one of the biggest environmental threats is right there on our plates? Yes, our food. Food production is one of the most resource-intensive processes on Earth. It takes up land, water, energy, and labor to grow our food. But here's the real issue. 30 to 40% of the food that is grown here in the US goes to waste. On average, one US college student wastes about 142 pounds of food every year. This food piles up in landfills, where it releases a gas called methane, which is 80 times more harmful for the environment than carbon dioxide. Big problem, right? But here's something interesting. What if I told you that your leftover sandwich could power a light bulb? This isn't some futuristic idea. It's real, and the technology already exists. It is a natural process called anaerobic digestion, where bacteria break down food waste into a gas, which could then be converted into electricity. When I came across this idea, I immediately thought of our university campuses. So through my research, I wanted to understand, how are our campuses handling food waste? And what can we do to improve it? To answer that, I talked to over 20 sustainability professionals from across 15 universities in California to discover that some campuses didn't track their food waste, while others lack proper waste sorting systems. But some campuses, on the other hand, were already using this superpower to turn their food scraps into lightning bolts and using them to power events and even electric vehicles. So I thought, what if every university did this? The environmental impact would be enormous. I wanted to quantify this impact, thinking, what if we actually did this here at San Jose State, So I performed a life cycle analysis on the pre-consumer food waste from my dining halls. That's the food tossed before it even reaches our plates. And here's what I found out. If we recovered and converted that waste into energy, we could avoid about 0.98 metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions every year. That's the same as driving a gas car for 2,500 miles, or burning almost 1,100 pounds of coal, or even powering a home for an entire year. My research shows that this is more than a waste issue. It's a climate opportunity. And if we truly want our leftovers to power our light bulbs, campuses must spark action. Harnessing this opportunity and leading the way to build the future where nothing good ever goes to waste. Thank you.
Our second place winner is Lydia Durunguma, who presented Economic Empowerment, a Lifeline Against Femicide. Let's view her presentation.
There is a condition that more than half the world's population is born with, one that makes you more likely to be killed. It's not some disease, yet every 10 minutes, it claims a life. I was born with this condition. Many of you in this room were too. And some, though not born with it, will still face its side effects because of their identity. This condition, ding, 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 it's the XX chromosome. Yes, this simple complication of being female can be a death sentence. Femicide, the killing of women because they are women, is a global epidemic. A woman is killed by her partner. A girl is murdered by her family in an honor killing. We may think it doesn't affect us, but in the US alone, nearly 3 women are murdered every day in homes and neighborhoods just like ours. Femicide isn't always random. It follows patterns, and one of the strongest predictors is economic dependence. When a woman lacks economic independence, it makes her more vulnerable to abuse and gives her fewer opportunities to leave such situations. So I asked, can economic empowerment reduce femicide? To answer this, I analyzed 32 years of US economic data alongside femicide rates using regression analysis. I focused on female labor force participation, that is how many women work, as a key measure of economic empowerment, while accounting for the income level and the gender wage gap to assess whether women who work were actually earning enough to achieve real financial autonomy. My analysis uncovered a striking pattern. When more women work, femicide rates decline. If you look at my slide, you'll see the key takeaway that a 1% increase in working women is associated with a 0.43% decrease in femicide rates. Now, you may be thinking, 0.43%, yeah, that's kind of small, but it's not. That is over 225 fewer deaths every year. So what do we do with this knowledge? We intensify the push for policies that empower women, equal pay, affordable childcare, paid parental leave. And this is not just left to the lawmakers. No, you and I have a part to play. Hire her, mentor her, align yourself with people and platforms that prioritize her safety and her independence. Women's lives are at stake, and for so many, earning a living could just mean earning their lives. Thank you.
And now I am delighted to announce the first place winner. Our first place winner is Tommy Tran, who presented Charge Backwards, EVs Powering Our Homes. Let's view his presentation.
I'd like to start with the question, how many of you have been home during a power outage? I have. While we know outages are inconvenient, we don't often think about how they can be disastrous. You could be left without heat in a winter storm for days. That happened to millions of people in Texas in one of the coldest winters on record. Okay, but what if I told you these situations could be avoided simply because you drive a certain type of car. Let me come back to this. I first want to tell you about the usefulness of home batteries. Not only do they keep your power on during outages, but more generally, home batteries promote the use of sustainable electricity, and they can help reduce the occurrence of outages. Unfortunately, we don't see many of them here in the US, but what we do see a lot of are EVs. Electric vehicles. They're basically bigger batteries that we drive around and we park them at home. Did you guys catch that? The technology to use your EV like a home battery already exists. So imagine if you could plug your car into your home during a winter storm and then not have to worry about outages for up to 2 days. By now, you're probably thinking, Tommy, that's amazing. Why don't we do more of this? There are over 5 million EVs in the US. I'd respond, I'm really impressed you know that. And that there are only a few cars from a few companies you can do this with. The demand is low because homeowners and car manufacturers aren't confident that an EV has enough battery to be used to power your home and drive around without leaving you stranded and without costing an arm and a leg. Don't worry though, my research is investigating. And to find out if EV home power is viable, I developed a software tool, big surprise. This tool tries to create realistic schedules of when your car and home could share their electricity while ensuring you wouldn't be left stranded. Now, to do that, it takes into account the size of your car battery, it uses a digital model of your home, the average annual weather for your area, and data-driven usage habits based on your socioeconomic background. Those are the key points that I want to tell you about. These are things like, this is when you could be commuting to work, or this is how hot you like to put your heater on when you're watching White Lotus. In initial tests, I've found that for drivers here in a city in the Bay that are low to middle income and drive a Nissan Leaf, that's not a plug for Nissan, it's just one of the cheapest cars you can buy today and do this with, they could power their homes in the evening, recharge it overnight, and see no impact to their normal driving routine, and they'd still save $100 a year on average doing this. Take a moment to appreciate that. How reassuring it would feel to be more power independent just because you drive a certain type of car. I'm going to follow this up by testing for more cars and more income backgrounds, and with the outcomes of this research, homeowners and car makers should be able to clearly see the potential. We should demand that this technology becomes the standard for all new EVs. Let's charge backwards to the future where EVs are powering our homes. Thank you.
Weren't those terrific? Congratulations, Anjali, Lydia, and Tommy. I would like to ask the president, the provost, and our Grad Slam winners to the stage for photos. Please come on up. Now I would like to invite our Interim Associate Vice President for Research, Jessica Trask, to the stage.
Thank you, Mark. Today, we honor our student researchers whose involvement in our labs, studios, and communities creates worldwide impact. Alongside our faculty, these students' hard work and dedication pays dividends to our campus and helps us solve societal issues. As we embark on our journey under our newfound R2 status, we recognize that the work and contributions of our students enabled us to achieve this. Our special focus on involving undergraduate students sets SJSU apart from other universities as we embrace learning through research. I'd like to congratulate all of our student researchers today. We have several groups in the audience who embody student research and who have contributed tremendously to our campus. I would also like to acknowledge Dr. Andrew Carter of the Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program, Dr. Maria Cruz and Taylor Dawn Francis of the McNair Scholars Program, and Dr. Georgetta Yecheva and Dr. Ryan Skinnell of the Student Risk of Fellowship Program. At this time, students in the Student Risk of Fellowship Program, both the current and upcoming cohort, the McNair Scholars Program, and the Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program, please stand if you are able to be honored. Thank you all. I would also like to acknowledge another group of noteworthy students representing SJSU at the 39th Annual California University Student Research Competition, which will be held at Cal Poly Humboldt tomorrow. As I'm talking right now, a group of our best students are on their way to win big at this competition, and I would like to acknowledge their projects. Dahlia Cruz, with her faculty mentor, Dr. Madeline Radlauer. Indranil Dutta, with his faculty mentor, Dr. Haonan Wang. Aruna Gomathinayamgam, with her faculty mentor, Dr. Sonia Singhal. Ayane Gomi, with her faculty mentor, Dr. Christopher Smallwood. Leo Huyn, with his faculty mentor, Dr. Christina Totora. Maizan Rupan Tompkins, with his faculty mentor, Dr. Behin Elahi. Sean Chris Iranzo, Daniel Ramos, and Andy Perez, with their faculty mentor, Dr. Melinda Simon. Sherry Yu, Myra Cardenas, Lena Rahman, and Mariam Malik, with their faculty mentor, Dr. Catherine A. Wilkinson. Mehek Pargi and Husna Ibrahimkeel, with their faculty mentor, Dr. Catherine A. Wilkinson. Stephen Ball and Nordine Schramm, with their faculty mentor, Dr. Andrew Rios. Congratulations to our Student Risk Competition awardees, and good luck at the CSU-wide competition. If you are one of the faculty mentors or a partner to one of these projects, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. So we have one last video prepared for you about the value of research to experiential learning.
My name is Tahyun Oh. I'm associate professor in the Chemical and Materials Engineering Department. The research question that we are trying to address by our activities at San Jose State is heavily rely on developing new materials, especially addressing the sustainability, whether we can make devices with more available materials, and also at the same time but scalable, but also like addressing some safety issues of the batteries. So those are the critical aspects of my research. I think this is the right time to focus on this problem, especially like the big question is under their safety. We are always trying to achieve the maximum performance, but at the same time, I think in the academia, this can be a good platform to address some of the questions that are not addressed by many people who is leading the industry. So such as like whether this system is safe, or it's made with a material that is more benign, or does it have some materials that are produced in a safer way. So those are the questions that we are trying to answer. And also it's very impactful to provide an environment for them to develop their problem-solving skills, which are not possible in the classroom, the conventional classroom. So research is actually more flexible educational platform, I would say, to give many opportunities for them to learn by doing some hands-on work. And also at the same time, they also like link these experiences for their future career. So I think that's a very amazing part. They sometimes don't realize what are their strengths, and hopefully I can also help them to find out who they are, in what environment they can succeed. They can also like what they even like in their engineering work, right? So they haven't really thought about that, but my research group, hopefully it provides some of opportunities so that they can test themselves. Also, they understand about their self. So those are, I think, like very interesting aspect of being an educator.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon to help us celebrate our campus's outstanding research, scholarship, and creative activity. Though tomorrow is Friday, Research Week is still not over. We have several more exciting events taking place tomorrow and over the weekend. On Friday, please join the College of Science for its Student Research Day in the Duncan Hall Breezeway. Afterwards, we hope you'll join the first-year writing program for their Digital Literacy Showcase in the MLK Digital Humanities Center. Finally, on Saturday, SJSU's Moss Landing Marine Laboratories is holding an open house. Always a great time. Check it out. Scan the QR code for more information. At this time, I invite our student presenters, including those in Grad Slam, to come to the stage for additional pictures with our campus leaders. But for the guests, please grab a bite to eat. Student presenters will be back at their posters momentarily, and I encourage you to stay, network, and ask our students questions about their projects. Please continue celebrating SJSU's fantastic display of research, scholarship, and creative activity, and keep up the excellent work. The Division of Research and Innovation is here to help and support you, so please reach out anytime. To our guests, alumni, and friends, I hope you've learned more about the outstanding SJSU research enterprise. Together, let's continue to discover through research right here at Silicon Valley's Public Research University. Thank you.